Good morning. It is cold this morning and up and out early. I'm gonna try to do like 20 miles to make up some distance that we missed out on yesterday due to the weather. Right now the skies are clearing, and let's see, today like 12 and a half miles from here we've got kind of a sketchy water crossing to do at the Rio Vallecitos, I think is what it's called. And I'm gonna try to do that without getting my shoes wet. Could be up to waist deep. We'll kind of see how it goes when we get there. And I think that's kind of the major landmark of the day I can think of. But I gotta get moving, get warmed up, start getting down trail. Got some good snow berms, but I hear the real stuff doesn't start until like the end of this stretch. This is just a beautiful valley area. It's freezing cold right now, but it's beautiful. I'm just following this dirt road for a ways, I guess. But it's so quiet and beautiful and peaceful up here. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna take a break for second breakfast and to dry some stuff out. Shouldn't take too long with the sun on it. Getting back on trail. Got all my stuff dried out. About 6.5 miles to the sketchy river crossing for the day. Still seeing lots of nice little streams flowing. I haven't tasted this one in particular recently, but I'm sure it still tastes pretty foul, as all the rest of the water sources in this area. Though I haven't seen any cows today. Lots of sign of elk, though. Just loving the forest out here. Love being all alone. Got about a mile left to the Rio Vallecitos. Supposed to be a really sketchy crossing. We made it to the Rio Vallecitos. So there used to be a fallen tree that provided a good log bridge that you can safely get across this without getting wet. But because of all this flooding, that got swept downstream, and so that doesn't exist anymore. And so a couple of weeks ago, people were trying to do this and getting turned back because it was too treacherous. But recent far-out comments say that if you go upstream of point 1, there's a little island that kind of splits the river in half, and that's been the best place to cross. Maybe waist deep at the most, so I'm gonna make my way up there and see what we can find. Well, I think this is about where I'm supposed to cross. Kind of bushwhacked a bit out to, I guess this is where the island is at. Little streams kind of cut it off. But I'll see you on the other side, I guess. Made it across, it was not that bad. Just above the knee. Now I'm gonna make my way back to the trail, and it's about time for a lunch break shortly. Well, I stopped for a few minutes, got a bite to eat, and wringed out my socks and stuff, but there's a thunderstorm approaching. Might get rained on here shortly, so Made a short lunch out of it. I packed up. I'm gonna keep moving. I'll hunker down if I get rained on. Oh, I started getting really close lightning strikes right overhead, so I'm hunkering down. And I think this makes about every day for 3 weeks that I've been rained on. Well, that was fun. It's about 3 hours since the last clip there. I hunkered down till all the lightning passed. That took about 45 minutes. And then it was just light rain, so I packed up and moved on. Then it got to medium, heavy rain, and then it started snowing. And then snow mixed with rain, and it was just miserable and wet, and I was freezing to death. And I kept on going, and then everything stopped. And right now the sun is starting to come out. I'm going to pan the camera around a little bit, but there's a band of clear weather, so we definitely have a break. I'm going to try to dry stuff out for a little bit, try to warm back up. But I may only do like another mile or two and then find a good opportunity to pitch tent and then call it good. But man, I'm tired of getting rained on. It got crazy there for a while when it started snowing. That's looking back behind me. We got a nice band of blue sky coming our way. As this huge frontal system that just dumped all this crap weather on me is moving off. I'm gonna sit here for a minute and then keep on chugging. There's looking back behind. Next group of storms are already coming. It's supposed to be raining until like midnight before it starts clearing up. Tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful still. We'll see. I'm pushing as hard as I can, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. It sucks when you can see the rain and the storm coming. It should be short-lived though. And I think it's gonna hit me before I can get to a place where I can set up a tent. I got camp all set up, I'm ready to rock. We missed that one storm, just barely. Got on top of this little hillside. Nice little space for tents here. And the next storm is about to roll our way. It's supposed to be continuous, just storm after storm. All night until like midnight or so. And then tomorrow is supposed to be nice. So while the sun's out, I think I'm just gonna sign off here. I'm gonna get settled in. At least I'm dry, considering how wet everything was just a few hours ago. We're doing good. So I got warm clothes, I got dry clothes. I'm gonna get changed and dry my feet out especially. I've been slogging in wet shoes all day. And then get dinner going. I got hot food. I'm a little on the hungry side because I kind of missed lunch, but otherwise I'm doing good. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. It's another freezing cold morning. So I had an elk visitor last night, at least that's what I think it was. I heard some snorting and sniffing around, and then almost what sounded like a growl, and then it galloped away. So I don't know if elk can growl, but the way it was like galloping, it was definitely something with hooves. But let's see what else. I'm trying my waterproof socks on this morning. So I got 3 pairs of socks on, my Injinjis and then my normal socks, and then the waterproofs over that, because my boots are just like freezing wet. They're not frozen blocks of ice, but they are very, very cold. So far, the combination of all the socks are working good. We'll see how that goes. But I'll check back in once I warm up a little bit. I'm at the top of a little rise. Sun's shining nicely. I'm at that point in the morning where it finally got warmed up. And you feel like taking all your glove and coat and hat and everything off, but then you remind yourself, well, yeah, it's still like 25 degrees outside. Maybe I'll keep it on for just a little bit longer. Well, I saw 3 elk right in front of me. One of them was only just behind this stump right here. I don't think I got any on film though, but he was maybe 30 feet away. That was kind of cool. So 3 more. There's an elk that just crossed the trail right in front of me. He's up on the left, 150 feet. He's just standing there. There he goes. elk all over the place up here. This is the most heavily populated elk section of trail. And there's a deer. Good thing I'm wearing my waterproof socks. This whole area is like 4 inches of swamp water. But I'm almost at this Hopewell Lake campground in your area. I'm gonna take a break here. You guys over there moving logs, it looks like. A nice place to take a break here at the campgrounds. I'm gonna dry stuff out. I still had a bunch of frost ice crystals on my rainfly. This is Hopewell Lake. It's just like a small reservoir. People fishing down at this end. Here's Route 64. And looks like we're crossing and going up over that way. There's just a little too much of walking through muddy, wet swamps. Well, I've been hiking around another guy for the last couple hours, so I haven't filmed anything. We were just chatting and making good company. But anyway, I got to a little pond, so I'm going to take lunch here, freshen up on water with a little inlet stream. And there's already clouds building around me. Nothing here currently right overhead, but there's stuff going on in the distance. So, I don't know. It's supposed to be a sunny, clear day, but we may get rained on in the afternoon again. We're done with our lunch break, back on trail. So 7.5 miles from here is another river crossing where we're going to have to get wet. I need to at least make it that far. Camping sites past that are going to be limited because then we got to climb up out of a ravine and get on top of a open plains field area. While trying to dodge afternoon storms. So everything's going to be weather dependent on just how far we make it today. Just a few snow patches to go through today. Well, looks like I'm walking right into rain clouds. Well, we got weather all around us. It's going to hit us any minute, so I'm already preemptively in my little shelter. I'll see you guys on the other side. Well, I think we dodged the worst of it, so I'm going to keep going. Right now we're just getting light snow. I don't know if you can even see it. We are getting hit with weather every day, but it could be a heck of a lot worse. We're always mostly on the edges of the storms. And just getting light traces of stuff. You know, we've never really had a good view of the San Juans yet. Not even from the town of Chalma, once we got in there. They're always hidden, just kind of behind the next hill. I think we're good on the weather for a little while. There's massive storms to the north and south of us. But right where we're at, we're doing okay. We are in the final descent down to the Rio San Antonio. It's supposed to be not more than knee deep, and that's the only big river crossing for today. And then there's a climb out of that little river valley, and I'll be looking to camp, kind of the first available spot I can find. We're almost down to the river. Luckily the weather's been holding out nicely. I was just double checking far out, but I think this is the river. This is the Rio San Antonio. Comments made this to be a lot worse than it is. Unless maybe 2 weeks ago it was a lot worse than it is, and now it's kind of done with the snow melt. I can almost hop across this. We'll see. One way or the other, I'm not going to get my shoes wet, so I'm going to change into my sandals. I'll see you on the other side. I made it across. Jumped across from that little island. Just enough. Feet are still dry. I also topped up on water. I think this is my last water source for the day. All uphill from here. I'm going to be looking for a spot somewhere in the next 2 to 3 miles. At least we'll be up on top of a flat area, but I don't think there's going to be much tree cover. So we'll have to see what we can get. Looking down on the Rio San Antonio, there's where we crossed. Pretty little valleys out here. We made it to camp. Nice little secluded area up on top of kind of a flat hillside, tucked in the trees, wind protected. There's storms raging all around, north, south, east, and west. But right now we're good. So anytime I can set up, still dry, this is a win. I'm gonna get settled in the rest of the way. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today. I'm all hunkered in, nice and safe, warm, and dry. There's still storm clouds kind of circling around us, but nothing directly overhead yet. I've got a full belly full of dinner, and tomorrow we should be getting into the large area of snowfields, so that'll be a lot of fun. 2 days, then we'll finish up and get back into Chama. So until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.